Madam, recording started. Proceed, madam.
Okay. Pleasant good morning to all. So today is the last day of this workshop on web programming, which is jointly organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and also Information Technology of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. So I would like to welcome the resource person, Mr. Gavaskar. He's a consultant and software consultant in GM Software Nagarcoil, and also he is a MVP of Alibaba Cloud. And next, I'd like to welcome the organizer, Dr. R.P. Androkumar sir, the coordinator, and also all the organizing team members, Varun, Mr. Varun, Mr. Bright Jose, as well as Anthony Jones Kumar. And I welcome all the participants for this final day of this web workshop on web program. So now I invite our resource, Mr. Gavaskar, to the so before this one, I'll give some recap on this topic. So related to web programming, we have seen all the concepts starting from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And yesterday we have seen the how to develop our own application in WordPress. And today we are going to see another one interesting topic, how to create a responsive website using Bootstrap. So today we have a right resource person, Mr. Gavaskar sir. I welcome Gavaskar sir. Over to Gavaskar sir.
So, good morning to all the participants. Thank you, Dr. Andros ma'am, HOD of IT department, and Dr. R.P. Androkumar, HOD of CSE department, for organizing such kind of workshop for FTP. And finally, I like to thank all the participants and all the coordinators of the particular webinar. So today we are going to see how to create a responsive website using Bootstrap. Now, what is responsive means the website which we are creating will run in both mobile as well as the desktop system. So now what technology we are using is for that is Bootstrap. The current version of the Bootstrap is Bootstrap 4. Myself, I am Gavaskar. Yes, I am MEP at Alibaba Cloud, and you can contact me at gavaskar@lintalk.com. So now the agenda for today's FTP or webinar is, first we are going to see what is Bootstrap. That is introduction to Bootstrap we are going to see. Now, what are the prerequisites you have to know for this FTP is, you have some basic knowledge in HTML, then you have to know how to write CSS, and then you have to know about few codings about JavaScript. It's mostly not needed, but you have to know something about JavaScript. Then we are going to see how to install Bootstrap. There are two ways are there. First way is we have to download all the 3 files. Totally we need 3 files. That one CSS file we need, another one .js file we need, and 2 JS file we need. So that 3 files we are going to download from the website, from the corresponding websites, and we are going to install Bootstrap. And another one is these 3 files you can use from the repository. From the corresponding third-party repositories you can use. That also we are going to see. So we are going to see how to download that file from the internet and how we are going to develop the web page. That's the first thing we are going to see. Second thing we are going to see is already some in that repository, the 3 files will be present. That files we are going to use, and we are going to see that. Okay. Then finally we are going to work with the bootstraps. That is, we are going to see how to work with the grid, how to create a table, then how to create a form elements, and how to create paging. Now we are going to see some demos, real-time demos we are going to see for creating website using Bootstrap. And finally, we are going to see some demos. So first, go into introduction to Bootstrap. It is a popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for developing responsive and mobile-friendly websites. It's very important. So we are, for what purpose we are using Bootstrap is for creating a responsive website. Before Bootstrap, no, what happened is, before I'm talking about before 5 to 6 years back, what we will do is, first we will create a website for the ordinary desktop system. And again, we will create some other website using wireless application protocol for websites. So that in the previous I'm talking about 5 to 6 years back, 2 websites will be there. www.example.com will be there, and www.example.mobile, MOBI will be there. So .mobi will be for the mobile phones and .com will be for the desktop. So this scenario is there before. I am talking about 5 to 6 years back. So we have to create two web pages for one for desktop system and another for mobile. So this can be avoided by using Bootstrap. Okay, so we can create some responsive website so that the particular same website we can use in desktop as well as mobile. It is absolutely free to download and use. It is freely available. We can download and use it. It is open source. And another concept is it's a front-end framework. So most nowadays in the industry also, in the software companies also, the front-end framework they are using is Bootstrap. They are creating the presentation layer or front-end by using Bootstrap. And another advantage you have to know here is more number of templates are available in the market. More number of Bootstrap templates are there. Mostly you can find you have to pay for the templates, but some free templates also there. So what you can do is you did not want to create a website from the scratch. What you can download the templates. Freely available templates are downloaded. You can download and you can use that for your projects. So if you are creating from the scratch, it will take more time for the development. So most of the industries, what they are doing, they are downloading the template. Therefore, they will purchase the template which is available already, and they will modify the template. Okay. Now, what is responsive? Now you have to know the definition for responsive. So responsive is automatically the page will be automatically adjusted to the based on the device. That is, if you are using the same page in a smartphone, the width will be correctly adjusted to for that smartphone. And same page if you are using for desktop, the width of the page will be adjusted to that particular desktop. So this website is called responsive website, which can automatically adjust itself to look good on all devices, for smartphone to desktop. So here you have to know here, same web page I am going to use for both for smartphone as well as desktop. Now you have to know the history of Bootstrap. It was developed by two of the employees who have worked in Twitter. It is developed by two of the employees who worked in Twitter. First one is Mark Otto and Jacob Torrendal. It was released as an open source product into August 2009 on GitHub. Okay, it is released as an open source project in GitHub, and in June 2014, it was a #1 project in GitHub. That most of them are using Bootstrap nowadays, and you can download this Bootstrap from the GitHub. http://github.com/twbs/bootstrap. Now, what is the advantage of Bootstrap? It is very easy to use, and anyone with basic HTML and CSS knowledge can use that. Okay, that you have to know here. Without CSS and HTML knowledge, you cannot work with Bootstrap. But you see, without HTML and CSS knowledge, you can work with WordPress. So for that, you have a different tool is there. WordPress, you can work without the knowledge of HTML and CSS. But if you want to work with the Bootstrap, you have to know minimum knowledge of CSS. That is, you have to know what are the selector strings present in CSS. Mostly, you have to know what is class selector. Four number of selector, ID selector is there, universal selector is there, class selector is there. You have to know, basically, you have to know about the class selector in CSS. And HTML coding, basic HTML coding, you have to know. HTML, \HTML, head, \head, body, \body. Then you have to know how to add the CSS file by using link tag, and how to add the script file, the JavaScript file using script tag. This thing you have to know. It facilitates user to develop a responsive website. So by using Bootstrap, we can create responsive websites. And another important advantage is it is compatible with all the browsers nowadays. It is compatible with the Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, and Opera. And we are going to see how to install the Bootstrap. So two ways are there, as I explained previously in the introduction part. Two ways are there: custom Bootstrap file creating and downloading directly using from the internet. So I told already. So what we can do is 3 files are needed. If you want to run a Bootstrap, we need 1 CSS file and 2 JavaScript file we need. Okay. So that file, what I can do is I can download directly from the internet, and I can I can save it in my local system and I can use that. This is the first way. Second way, directly some repositories are there. These files are present in repositories. So what I can do is I can give that link. I can provide that link in the script tag as well as the link tag, and I can use that. So you have to know here, if you are working for development, if you are working for self-improvement, you can use what? You can use the repository from the internet. So if most of the industries know, they will not use the repository from the internet. Some hacking will be happen. So what they will do, they will create custom Bootstrap file will be created by them. That you have to know here. So first way we are going to see custom Bootstrap file creation. So first you have to download all the CSS and JavaScript file needed to create Bootstrap website from this website, http://getbootstrap.com. You have to go to this website and you have to download the Bootstrap files. That's I told that 2 files is there. .css file, that's bootstrap.min.css and bootstrap.min.js. 2 files you have to download. And another jQuery is also needed. jQuery, you have to download jQuery from www.http://jQuery.com/download. So totally for running the Bootstrap application, running the Bootstrap website, we need 3 files. 2 JavaScript file we need and 1 CSS file we need. So now I am going to show the demonstration on how to create a custom Bootstrap file creation. How to create a website by using custom Bootstrap file. Okay. Now, first you have to create a folder. Okay, first you have to create a folder. You have to give the particular website name. So now I am going to create a website of my biodata. So my underscore biodata I give. So first you have to create a folder. In any directory you can create a folder. Now you see you create one test file. Okay, you create one test file and you type. Now you listen the basic HTML coding. Now I am not going to explain about the HTML coding. So I hope that everyone know about HTML coding. You may learn in the previous sessions. So if you want, I can explain. HTML document start with the HTML and end with the HTML. HTML contains 2 parts, head part and body part. So in the head part, we can include title, then we can include the JavaScript file, then we can include the CSS file, then whatever thing present in the head part, it will be displayed in the top of the address bar. That you have to know here. So now I am going to create a basic HTML. First of all, how I am going to demonstrate this is, first I am going to create a basic HTML coding. Okay, I am going to display some content by using HTML coding. Then what I am going to do is, I am going to download that 3 files. I already told that 3 files I am going to download. And I am going to create a Bootstrap website, and I am going to display that also for you. So you will get clear understanding about the ordinary website and the Bootstrap website. So now I am going to create a ordinary website. Okay, ordinary HTML website. So now I am going to save it as, you see HTML is there, head is there, body is there, / body is there, in between divide and tag is there. Okay, divide and tag is there. Now I am going to save it as .html, index.html. I am going to give some name for that, index.html. Index.html. Okay, now you have to save this. So now this is ordinary HTML page. I am not bootstrapping this page. Okay, now you see I am going to run the ordinary HTML page. I am going to delete that. Okay, now I am going to run this ordinary HTML page. Now see the content, it is displayed. You see HTML tag, it will be displayed in a fixed width, and you see the content is displayed in the according to the HTML tag element property. Okay, HTML tag element properties, the content will be displayed. The content is displayed in different style, you see clearly. Okay. Now what I am going to do is, it is not responsive clearly. Okay, now what I am going to do is, I am going to download that 3 files I told. So you go to browser. . You go to browser. You go to browser. I told that already I displayed that particular website. Get Bootstrap. Get Bootstrap /docs /4.3. Getting started. Download. You go to this website. You download that files. Now from this website, I am going to download two files. That is bootstrap.min.css and bootstrap.min.js file I am going to download. Okay, it's downloaded. Now open that. It is a compressed format, so you have to unzip that. You have to extract that. So now listen, you can get that file in CSS file bootstrap.min. You see this file is present here. Okay, once again, okay, I will repeat. Okay, now you see here, CSS JS file is there. Okay, now I need two files, bootstrap.min and bootstrap.min.js. So bootstrap file will be present in this folder CSS. The CSS.css file will be present in CSS and .js file will be present in .js. Now you see, you can find bootstrap.min. Many files are there, but I am going to take only the bootstrap.min. Okay, you have to copy this and you have to paste in your website folder. Okay, and then again you go to .js. You have to get .js file, bootstrap.min.js. You see, you can find that. Again, bootstrap.min.js. You can just copy that and paste it in your website directory or folder. Okay, now one more file is pending. The jQuery file is pending. jQuery.js file is pending. So what you have to do is, you have another website is there. I already displayed that in the previous slide. So you go to this website. Okay, https://jquery.com/download, and you can find this file here. Okay, you can jQuery.3.5.1 uncompressed development. So it will be displayed in a new window. So you have to copy all the coding and you have to paste and you have to create the JS file. So now you see, jQuery is now you have to copy this. You have to copy all this file. Now you create a test document. Open a test document. You save that file, the content, and you click save as, and you save it as jQuery.min.js. Naming is not a problem again. Okay, you can give any name, but the same name you have to use in the reference. When you are referring this JavaScript file in HTML, you have to give that name, particular name if you are providing. Okay, now you see, now all the three files I got downloaded: bootstrap.min.js, bootstrap.min.cs, and jQuery.min.js. So three files needed to convert our ordinary website to the bootstrap website. Okay, you have to know here, I am not going to replace again. I am not going to replace the HTML. Okay, you have to know one thing here. HTML cannot be replaced anywhere, everywhere. You cannot replace HTML. Okay, we can add some features in HTML. So here you see, now I am going to add this bootstrap feature to the HTML. Ordinary HTML page which I created already. So now I am going to add the feature. You see what is going to happen. Open. So this is ordinary website, web page which I created. Okay, without bootstrapping. I didn't done bootstrapping here. Okay. Now you see, I am going to do bootstrapping with this page which I created. Right click, open with Notepad. I am going to add only 3 lines of code. Okay, I am going to add 3 plus 1, 4 lines of code I have to add here. Now I am getting that code from here. If you are typing, it will take more time. You see, I am going to get that code. This is the code. It's nothing but I am going to refer that CSS file and JavaScript file. Okay, I am going to refer that JavaScript files which I downloaded and CSS file which I downloaded. Okay, Now, one more thing you have to know here. Whenever you are going to represent some content, if you are going to type some content, no, you have to represent that inside the dividend tag, and class, you have to use container. Okay, class, this is a class selector. This is a CSS. In CSS, you will use class selector and equal to container you have to provide. Okay, it is similar to P tag, which you are providing in ordinary HTML. So if you want to type any content, you have to provide that content inside the container tag. Okay, dividend class is equal to container. Now you see what is going to happen for the same website which I created, same web page which I created. I have bootstrapped that particular web page. Now what is going to happen, you see? Now see, the style is changed. You see, entirely changed. You see, border is there. Here some border is there. The right side and left side, equal border is there. The website is entirely changed. Now it is responsive. Okay, this website is responsive. You can run this website in mobile also and in desktop also. Okay, based on your mobile, the browser width, the page will be adaptive. Page will be changing. So now you see, I'm going to take that dividend so that it will be in whole extended. Okay, so that's all about bootstrapping your web page. Okay, it's not creating bootstrap web page, it is bootstrapping. That's nothing but you are going to add some option in your HTML page. Okay, you are additionally previously existing HTML page, you are going to add some page that will tell us bootstrapping, so that your web page will be responsive. Your web page will be running in both mobile as well as desktop. So this is the first way. I will recap what I done in the demonstration. So first you have to download the three files: bootstrap.min.cs, jQuery.min.js, and bootstrap.min.js file. Three files you have to download, and you have to refer the three files in the HTML documents which you have created already. And then you have to include one tag, dividend class is equal to container. Okay, you have to add one CSS attribute, container by using class. Using class attribute, you have to add the container property, container class, which is present in the CSS. This is CSS. This container is present in this bootstrap.min.css file. Okay, that you have to refer here. So that what will happen is, finally your ordinary website will be bootstrapped, so that the particular website can be responsive in both desktop as well as mobile. Okay, so now we are moving to another way of working with bootstrap. Okay, now we are moving to another way of working with bootstrap. So first I will explain by using slides. Yes, sir. Okay, now you see, these are the three links that I told, no repository. These are repository. Actually, this is the maxcdn.bootstrap cdn.com. This is a repository, bootstrap.min.cs. Actually, this file is present in the repository. Similarly, jQuery, it is developed by Google, so it is present in the Google repository. And again, bootstrap.min.js is present in this repository. So now what I can do is, instead of downloading these three files and pasting in my system and keeping it in my system. So what I can do is, this file is present already in the repository. I can refer that. Okay. Most probably for the development purpose, you can use this. It's not a problem for you. Okay, I am using this only. For this demonstration, I am going to use this only. Now, for industry purpose, they will not believe this. In the industries, they will not believe this. So they will not use this kind of links. It's not they will not use in the web page. So they will use by downloading that particular bootstrap.cs, jQuery.min.js, and bootstrap.min.js file, and they will use that. Okay, so now I will explain the demonstration of how to link this file and how to run the bootstrap application. So now you see same web page. So what I am going to do is I am going to remove this tags, link, script, tag. No, I am not going to remove. This is the href. What I am going to do is I am going to add that particular links. So first I am going to remove. Yeah, I am going to remove this 3 files. So you see, I am going to link. Very simple. In href, you got to add that link. Let me copy this. And you have to add this over here. Okay. So very simple. Just you have to refer that. In href, you have to change that. Previously, href, you have given this bootstrap files. So here, what you have to do is you have to give that link alone. Repository link you have to provide. Now I am going to delete all the files which I had downloaded previously. Okay. So now I am going to proceed with this repository alone. Now see the same page is bootstrapped again. You see, so this is two ways are there. By two ways you can bootstrap the website which is present already. First way is by using downloading the 3 files. Second way is by using the repository, by using the JavaScript as well as CSS file present the repository. Two ways are there. So that's all about installing Bootstrap. So now we are proceeding with next topic, that is how to work with Bootstrap. Now you have to know another concept, Bootstrap grids. So it is similar to table in HTML. So how you can present the content correctly in HTML? If you are using H1, H2, or if you are using p tag, you cannot align the content correctly. So in the HTML, you use table for that. Table, by using table tag, you will create a table. Then you will create set of rows and column. For column creation, you will use td. For row creation, you will use tr. And you will create call span, row span. You will use row span for merging two rows and call span for merging two or more columns. Similarly, here we are going to use Bootstrap grids. It's very, very important. If you know this clearly, you can create Bootstrap page easily. So Bootstrap grid system allows us to 12 column across the page. So in Bootstrap, in grids, what we are doing is we are dividing the page into 12 columns. Okay, 12 columns. It is only 12 columns. We cannot add 13 columns. 13th column will not be there. Only 12 columns are there. If you do not want to use all the 12 columns individually, you can group the columns together to create wider columns. Okay, you see here, this is one column, total 12 columns are there. Here this represents a span. So if you want to have 4, this program is 4 columns. And if you want to have 8, you can need 8 columns. Okay, so that's nothing but just we are splitting the page into columns. Okay, so by default it is 12 columns are there. If you want to display an image in a bigger way, if you want to display your image in a bigger way, you can go for 12 columns. If you want to display in a smaller size, you can go for 6. And if you want to display again smaller, you can go for 1. Okay, so I hope this all of you understand this. So now we are going to proceed with the demo in by how to use grids. So please listen carefully. This is very, very important. If you know grids, you can create any application in Bootstrap. So now, one more thing. So before proceeding to the creating the web page, your content should be ready with you. Okay, that is very, very important here. Okay, if you are going to create a web page for your college, just you copy and paste what are the contents present in your college. You just copy and paste it in a notepad. If you are going to create a web page for yourself, for your biodata, you just copy and paste your content from your resume in notepad. Then it is easy for you to create a web page. You see, in spite of simply typing X, Y, Z or ABC, you can type your own content. So what I am going to do is, I am going to create a web page for my profile. Okay. So similarly, you can also proceed with that. So now all of you listen this coding. So head part is ordinary HTML coding. Okay, head part is there, title is there. Now I have added the 3 files by using repository. 3 files I have added. Then I am going to create a container. Okay, first I am going to create a container. Then you see I am going to create a row. Okay, in the container I am going to create a row. Now this is grid is 1. Okay, I am going to create only one column. Okay, only one column. Okay, and I am going to put my content inside in the row and in the one column. Okay, now you see what is going to happen. Okay, what is going to happen, you see here. So we are creating container, then row, then one column. It's similar to creating a table, one column and one row. So I am putting the content over there. Now you see what is happening. Now see here, one column is created. Okay, your content will be displayed. Yeah, you see your content will be displayed in a column. Okay, similarly, this whole web page is divided into 2 columns. This is 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column, and 12 columns. Similarly, 12 columns it is divided into 12 columns. Okay, so now you see I am going to change this 2. In the next demonstration, I am going to change it to 2. This is one column. Now you see what is I am going to do is, yeah, I am going to change it as 2. Okay, now my page 2 columns are there. Okay, so that now it will be expanded. Some more it will be expanded. Some more it will be expanded. So container row and column. Okay, you have to remember. Now you see I am going to give us 4. I am going to give us 4 column SM 4. Now it is changed to 5. So now you see the size is expanding. Okay, similarly you can change till 12. If you are putting 13, 14, 15 also, it will expand till 12. You see it is now it is 8. Now it is 8. Okay, now again I am changing to 9. Now you see it will be expanded some more. Okay, so this is a basic thing you have to know here. Okay, similar to cabling in HTML, this grid is a basic concept in Bootstrap. Now again you see I am going to expand the column by 10. Okay, 10. Now see I have expanded the column by 10. So you see the size is again expanded. And finally 11. Now you see some more expanded. Okay, now finally it is 12. I am expanding to, I am giving us 12. So now you can see the full width. Okay, if you are giving 12, no, it is full width. Okay, if you are giving 13, 14 also, it will that will not be, it will be stopped till 12. Till 13 it will go. Till 13 it will go and it will stop. 13 means okay. And if you are giving 14, again the same thing will persist there. You see, I am giving 13, 14. Again the same thing will persist there. It will not expand. Okay, you understand? So very simple. It's not difficult for you to understand. Just you are dividing the page into 12 consecutive columns. Okay, you are dividing the page in 12 columns. Okay, and what content you have to place? No, you have to place in the content in the column. Okay, if you want to place in a center, you can go for what? You can go for 3 or 4. Okay. So now we are proceeding to table. Okay, here now we are proceeding to table. How to create a table? So before this, I will show an example which I have created for my biodata. Which I created for my biodata. I will show that. So now this is coding. You see here, divide and class container. I'm creating a row and sum call hyphen sum hyphen 15 I'm giving. So that's nothing but 12, full width column. Okay, this is a full width column and I'm presenting the content over there. Okay, I'm presenting the content over there. Okay, now you see what I am going to do is next I'm going to display. First I will put the display the web page which I created. So now I am going to split the columns. Okay, 3, 3, 3. 3 into 4 or 4 into 3 you can split. Okay, that how to do that I will explain that. I will show that web page. First I will show that web page, later I will explain the coding. Okay, I hope that. Okay, now you see here, now you see totally 12 columns are there. Okay, now this is 4 into 3. I'm splitting the column. Okay, here can you tell, here it will be 12 columns will be there. Here 12 columns will be in the top. You see about Cloud Gavaskar, 12 columns will be there. This is 4 columns. I am splitting it to 4, 4, 4. So 4 into 3, it is 12. Okay, so you cannot be split beyond that. Okay, again you can split like this also. If you are providing 3 columns here, 3 columns here, 3 columns here, 3 here, then one more you can have. That's 3 into 4 you can have. Okay, similarly 1 into 12 you can have. Okay, similarly 6 into 2 you can have. Like that you can split the page into columns. Okay, now this is the, I will explain this code also for you. Now all of you listen this code. Divide and class container. Okay, I am creating a row. And one more thing you know here, only one row is there. I have created only one row. Now see, divide and class call sum 4. First column is 4. Okay, so 4 into 3, it is 12. So totally 3 columns I can create. Now I am adding the content over there. There is some content. You can add, you can use any tag, p tag or h1, h3, h3 or h4 up to h6 fronts you can use. Or if you have a bold, italic, that tags also you can use. Any content you can use here. But the only change is you have to provide it correctly. You have to provide the class CSS property. You have to provide correctly. Class call hyphen sum hyphen 4. Now this is 4 columns. Okay, 4 columns. It is going to occupy. This content is going to occupy 4 columns. Okay, this. Now the first column is over. Now you see I am going to have second column. Okay, now you see this is a coding for second column. Now this is a coding for second column. Now here again it is 4. Okay, again it is 4. Okay, and you can provide whatever content you have to display, you can provide it over here. Okay, this is a second column. Second column, you can provide any content. So now I provided the content which I have in my profile. Okay, this is the best way of creating a page. Okay, you can have everyone have a profile with you, so you can create a web page for your profile. So that providing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, some content, you can give the original content here. Okay, now you see, this is a third column. It's a third column. Okay, the biggest column. That is a third column. You see, call hyphen sm hyphen 4. So 4. So 4 into 3, it is 12. Okay. Similarly, you can split your page. Okay. Now, if I want to add one more column, what I can do is I can reduce this size. Okay, 3 here. 3 into 4 I can provide. Okay. So you cannot add one more column again. Again, if you are adding one more column, it will come in the below. Okay, it will not come in the same row. Okay, you understand? So here what I am doing is I am creating a container, very simple. So please remember, I am creating a container. First anything you have to create a container. Then you are creating a row. Then you are creating the row. Then you are splitting the row into different columns. Okay, so totally 12 columns will be there. You can split into 2 into 6, 3 into 4, 4 into 3. Like that you can split the column. Okay, in my case, what I have done is 4 into 3. Each column is but this 4 into 3. I have given 4 into 3. Okay. So once again I will display that page. So I hope everyone understand this. It's education. This is the column with 4, and this is 4. This is 4. So 4 into 3, it is totally 12. Okay. I have split the whole page into 12 columns. In this particular page, it is what? It is 3 into 4 columns. Okay. So that's all about grid. Now I am moving to table. So now we are moving to table. How to create table? So this is a diagram. Okay, this is an important diagram. You have to remember. Splitting the page into different columns. Now see, we are going for table. Okay, table. We have to use the class table. So for 5 classes are there. 5 classes. No, it will the page will be some difference will be there. Okay, you can see that in the demo. Then you will understand clearly. Then table stripped. Okay. Then table border. In this ordinary table, no border will not be there. If you are giving table hyphen border will be present in the particular table. Then hover. Hover means when you are moving the mouse, no something will happen there. So that is hover. Then responsive. Now, if you want to provide the responsive table, if you want to create, you have to provide this class. Okay. Responsive is nothing but if width table is there, more number of columns are there, automatically based on the width, no, it will provide the horizontal bar will be there, splitter will be there, splitter will be introduced here. Okay, horizontal splitter will be there. So what you can do, you can move that splitter and you can see that particular page, particular document. Okay. So now you have to remember 3, 4, 5 classes: table stripped, table bordered, table hover, and table response. Okay. Now for this also same page which I created for the previous demo, I am going to show it in a table. Okay, so you will understand clearly. So once again, I will show that page so that you will get a clear understanding. First, I will show that page. Okay. Now see here content is not aligned here. Okay, you see content Gmail, it's not aligned here. Here also the content is not aligned. The achievement also content is not aligned. Now what I am going to do, by using table, I am going to align this content properly. Okay, now you see what is going to happen. Now this is the web page which I created by using table. Okay, the same web page. Now you see previously I didn't align. Okay, this is a table. This is a basic table. You see basic table. There is no border. There is no border. This is a basic table. Now hover, you have to know what is hover. We see here, it's not hover. I think it is stripped. Okay, stripped. No, you see this will be in different color. This will be in different color. Okay, and this will be in different color. This is stripped. We will tell. Okay, this will tell stripped, This is ordinary table, and border is not, I didn't demonstrated that. Okay, border is not here, but if you give border, the table will be displayed in a border. Border will be there for the table. Okay, you see this color is different. This is stripped will tell. This color is different, and this is different. This will tell us stripped. Okay, now this is another way of representing. Okay, that's what. This is hover. This is hover. Okay. So now I will explain the code, then you will understand clearly. Okay. Okay, now you see what I am going to do is I am creating container, the same coding. Okay, I am creating a container, then I am creating a row, then same 4. Okay, 4 column. Number of columns I am going to use 4. Education. Okay, then I am going to create a table. Now I am going to create a table here. Okay, it is ordinary table. If you are familiar with HTML, you know this. Okay, now class, this is very important. Class, it is can give you ordinary table. Okay, so it is ordinary table. Okay, now table head, what you are going to present in the head, you have to provide here. Table head, tr, t guys. Okay, and table body, what content you are going to provide, that you have to provide in table body, t body. Okay, this you may be familiar. If you know HTML, you may be familiar about the table. You may know this clearly. Okay, but you see here, when you are going to bootstrap this particular page, this is very important. Class is equal to table. Class is equal to table. Okay, you have to provide class equal to table. Okay, class is equal to table. Now you see same page, I am going to display next column. I am going to create column is equal to 4. That's already I created. Okay, sum is equal to 4 and hyphen 4. Now it is a stripped column, stripped table. Okay, table, it is a table, and I am going to give a space. I am going to give a space. Please listen this coding clearly. So this is going to inject 2 properties. Okay, table as well as table stripped. Okay, 2 properties is going to inherit. Okay, so if you want to inject the 2 properties, you have to do by using space. Table. Okay, now same way, same content. Okay, same way, table, t head, t body, tr, td, tr, t guys. Okay, now this is the second column. Okay, and it is 4. Now you see the third column, social media connections. Now you see this is a table, and this is a stripped table, and hyphen, it is hover. Okay, so it is going to inject 3 features. It's ordinary table, it's a stripped table, as well as hover will be there. Okay, now you see another class is there, success. If you are giving success, automatically it will be changed to green color. You see, you can see, I will show the demonstration. If you give class success in anywhere, if you can provide for TR, TD, or the table also you can provide it. So that whole thing will be changed to green color. And if it is danger, it will be red color. Okay, info, it will be in blue color. Warning, it will be in orange color. Like that it will be changed. Active means white color. Okay, it will be changed automatically. So this class anywhere you can use. Okay, you can use in divide and tag, or you can use in table or TR, TD, anywhere you can use this. Okay, now I will show the demonstration clearly, so that you will understand clearly. Okay. Now you see, is that okay? This is success. Okay, this is warning. This is warning tag. Okay. Similarly, you can provide the contents. Okay. So that's all about table. So now we are moving to next concept, that is image. How to add the image? Okay, it's very simple. If you are in HTML also, you have to use image tag. But you see, in HTML, if you want to add the image in a circle format, okay, circle format, it is very difficult. Okay, you have to work with the Photoshop or Find. Then only you can create a circle image. But see here, by using a simple class, you can create a circle image. You can see that. display the slide first. So these are the various classes you are going to use. CSS classes: image hyphen round, rounded, image hyphen circle, thumbnail, responsive. Okay, these are the various classes you are going to use. Now first we can see the demonstration. So first I will show the screen HTML page, then I will show the coding. Oh, now this is okay. You see here, this is the image I will say create rounded image. Okay, you see here, by using Bootstrap, it's very easy to create rounded image. No? If you are using HTML, ordinary HTML to create the rounded image, no, you have to get it in the Photoshop or in the Paint. Then only you can create rounded image. Okay, but see here, any image you are providing, if you want to create in a rounded format, just you have to give one class image hyphen circle so that it will be rounded. Okay, and one thing is a rounded image like a rounded this particular image you see in the left side one image is the tip will be rounded automatically. Okay, but actually it is person square. Here it will be rounded automatically, and circle means it will be displayed in a circle format. Okay, now I will display the code, then you will understand clearly, and I will display the code. Okay, now all of you listen this code. So now you see the top I am going to create a container, another container. Okay, n number of containers you can create. The top I am going to create another container. So in the top I am going to create a container. You see the container I am going to create. Yes. So now I am going to create a row. So now you see I am going to split this page. Okay, split this row into three. First one is 1, second one is 8, and another one is 1. So totally 10. Okay. So call hyphen sm1. So in that I am going to add the image, add my image, and it is rounded, and the tip will be rounded. Okay. So actually in the rectangle form it will be rounded, tip will be rounded, and another 8. Okay. Call hyphen sm hyphen 8. Okay. Next column it is 8. So totally 10. 8. 8. This is 8. Then again I am going to have my content. Okay, what content I have to display, I am going to provide that here. The 8. So now you see another one column I am going to create. Another one column I am going to create. Another one column I am going to create, and for that I am providing the column as 1. Column as 1. Okay, column as 1. And here I am going to provide the image in a circle format. Okay, circle. You see, for that you have to use the class img hyphen circle. It's very, very important. Okay, this is only one line you have to use. Okay, img hyphen circle. So img hyphen circle you have to use so that your image will be displayed in a rounded format. Okay, so that's all about image. So see here again I am using container row. I am splitting the column. Okay, splitting the column. Totally 12 columns are there. Here I am using only 10 columns. Okay, so that only you see in the demo you can see no, it will be smaller. In the top no, it will be smaller for you. I will show the demo once again, then you will understand. You see, here it is bigger. Why it is bigger is, the reason is, it is 12. You see here, this is somewhat bigger. This is somewhat bigger than this. The reason is, here I have given 12. Here I have given 12. Here I have given only 10. The top I have given only 10. So it is smaller. If I am giving 12, now it will come till here. So that it will be looking somewhat good. So I hope all of you understand this. So here this is 10. The column I has given us 10. Here I has given us 12. So that only this is smaller and this is bigger. Okay. So now we are going to see only two more demos. Going to see how to create some buttons. How to create some buttons we are going to see. So first I will show the demo. Later I will explain the code. So now you see this. This is various buttons: success, info, warning, danger. All these buttons we can create. Normally we will create button in HTML by using input types equal to submit. We will give types equal to submit. Okay. Same coding. We are not going to replace the same coding, but you are going to use the same coding. But you are going to add one more attribute, class equal to success or class equal to primary, like that. Some tags, some CSS attributes you are going to add. That's the thing. Okay. Now I will explain the code. Now I will explain the code of this. Okay, now you see, this is the coding for creating button. Okay, button types equal submit, or you can use, in HTML5 we are using button, but in older version, no, we will use input types equal to test also. That will also work here. Input types equal submit also, it will work here. Okay, so input types equal submit class. This is important here. Class. So basic button, no, just you provide btn. Okay, this basic button if you are going to create, you have to provide class equal to btn. Now, if I want to create a default button, it is a button hyphen default. Okay, so it is going to insert two properties, button and button hyphen default. Now, if you want to create a primary button hyphen primary. Okay, this you have to know. Remember this. Okay, it's not you may know about HTML, then no problem. Okay, your new thing you are learning here is this. This only one this properties you are going to learn. Class equal to button hyphen property. Now, if you want to button success, okay, if you want to have class success button, then button hyphen success, and class button hyphen info. It will be in green color. Info will be in, no, it will be in orange color. Okay. Now button warning, red color. The button will be in red color, and danger again it will be red. Okay. Then link. You can give, if you want to provide hyperlink, you can provide the link. This. Okay. Now I will display the page again. I will display the page again so that you will get a clear understanding. So this is a default button. Primary, success, info is blue color, warning orange color, danger red color. And this is very simple. Now interactive buttons are we have created. If you are creating by using ordinary HTML, it will not be much interactive. The background color will not be there. Okay. By adding only one attribute, class, the whole thing will change. Okay. So now you can see. We are going to see how to create forms and paging. Okay, two more slides are there. We are going to see how to create forms. So first, again, here also, first I will display the demo, later I will display the code. So first I will display the paging, then I will display the form. Unfortunately, the code in the form, no, it is deleted. Okay, no problem. Okay, I will display, first I will display the paging. Okay. So now see, this is paging. Okay, this is page. You see, you can create a page. It is nothing but it is a hyperlink actually. This is a hyperlink. Okay. Now you see, I'm going to display in a page 1, 2, 3 like that. In an interactive way, you can display. Okay. Now I will display the coding. I will display the coding for this. So now this is regarding paging. So you are creating a list tag. Okay, everyone will be familiar in HTML about list tag. Unordered list you are going to create, and you are providing class. Class equal to paging. This is important. Okay, this is the thing we are going to bootstrap the page. Okay, if you are not using this, but ordinary, it will be the ordinary page. Okay, class paging. This you are providing class paging. Li, then href 1, 2, 3 like that you are going to. Okay, when you are adding this line alone, no, the whole page will be changed. The whole page view will be changed for you. Okay. So now again I will display that. Okay, now the paging is displayed. Okay, you understand? So this is nothing but this is an unordered list. It's unordered list along with anchor tag, href tag. Okay. So now that's all of the day I think. So forms, it is the coding is unfortunately deleted, so I am unable to show the form. So you can learn it. You can learn it. Okay. Already I have shown the button. So here, important thing is grid is very important. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, if you know grid and if you know a few HTML tags, no, you can create Bootstrap website easily. Okay. No. So thank you. So once again, I will we can have a short recap. So what we learned is first we have learned the introduction about Bootstrap. So what is the purpose of Bootstrap? Main purpose of Bootstrap is to create a responsive website which we can run both in mobile as well as in the desktop. So how we can create Bootstrap is two ways are there. Okay, first way is you have to download all the three Bootstrap files. That is bootstrap.min.cs, bootstrap.min.js, and jquery.min.js. Three files you have to download, and you have to add that file by using link tag as well as script tag. This is the first way. Okay. If you want, you can do this, or another easiest way is what is you have to link that files from the repository. Okay, again, and you got to use link tag and script tag, and but the in href and source tag, what you will provide is you will provide the particular repository link you have to provide. Okay, this is the second way. Then we learned how to create a grid. Grid is a main thing in in Bootstrap. Okay, so grid is nothing but you are going to separate the page. Okay, you are going to split the page into 12 columns. That's it. Okay, you are going to separate the page into or split the page, current page into 12 columns. And what you are going to do is you are going to add the content in the particular column. Okay, for that, what are the things you remember is first you have to create a container, then you have to create a row, then again you have to create a dividend tag with attribute sm hyphen, and you have to give the number of the column. Sm hyphen, you have to give the number of the column. If you need one column, you can give one. If you need two columns, you can give two. If you want 6 columns, you need you have to give us. If it is 6 columns you need, then you can do 6 into 2. You can follow that. Totally, it has to come 12. In my case, what I have done is I have created 3 columns. So each column 4. 4 into 3, 12. Okay. Then what we learned is how to create a table. It is very simple. Table creation is same as HTML or HTML5, but the change is what? Just you are going to add class equal to table. That's it. As you get table, and as you get table space table script, okay, table hyphen cover, so that the table appearance will be changed. Okay, previously you will, if you're creating table, no, it will be in it will not be looking good in HTML. But you see, by using Bootstrap, no, you can make it some more interactive in Bootstrap. Okay, so then we learned how to create an image. Image is normal tag we are going to use. Image source equal to, we have to go to the source of the particular image. But we are in Bootstrap, what we are going to do is we are going to add one more additional feature. Okay, that's class equal to image circled, image hyphen circled, image hyphen rounded, so that your image will be in circle and in rounded format. Okay, then we learn how to create a paging. So paging, again, it is very easy for you. You can apply paging in link tag, in ordered list, and in unordered list you can add that. Okay, so again here class, we are using class equal to page. Okay, then we learned about button also, how to create button we learned. Okay, that's all of the day. So I hope that you got a clear understanding, the basic understanding you may got in Bootstrap. So today onwards you can create a Bootstrap. You can bootstrap your already existing web page which is present in HTML. Okay, thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So dear participants, if you have any queries, you can ask your queries in the chat window. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can ask in chat window, or you can unmute your audio and ask a query.
Okay.
Oscar sir, thank you sir
Okay.
for your
Go ahead.
wonderful presentation. So
Thank
today
you.
you have given a very good demonstration on how to convert our website, which is compatible with all the devices, you through Bootstrap. So it is very useful for us, and hope I think all the participants also. So once again, I thank Gavaskar sir for conducting this session today as well as yesterday's session. Now I request Anne to give the concluding session. Andrew sir?
Yeah, madam. Okay, I will.
Okay.
Dear participants, first of all, I thank all of you for your wholehearted support in attending this 1 week workshop on web programming. As you all know, this program is jointly organized by the Department of Information Technology and the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. When we thought about to organize a workshop on web programming, we have approached our faculty members and the Clouder Gavaskar how we can frame the syllabus, and we came to the conclusion that we can start with the scratch and we can go up to a higher technology. So we start with the scratch by Angeline Monisha madam, HTML, then Varun by CSS, then Anisha madam by JavaScript, then finally Clouder, Alibaba Clouder Gavaskar, he dealt two important topics. Today also he did his part very well. So first I thank all the resource persons for their wonderful presentation and the demonstration and their continuous support in all our programs. Then I like to say thanks to a very important person, that is Andros madam, because she only coordinated this whole event. I am the joint convener. So, but she take lot of effort to organize this program from the scratch. That is finding the resource person, framing the syllabus, and contacting them and motivating them to prepare for that and coordinating everything. So, my heartfelt thanks to Andros madam. Thank you, madam. My sincere gratitude and thanks to the organizing team members, CM Varun, Bright Jose and Anthony Jones Kumar, because during this webinar time, this workshop time, we found lot of difficulties. We faced lot of difficulties due to the power supply, internet bandwidth and all. But with the joint effort of all the organizing team members, we are able to conduct this workshop in a wonderful manner. So thanks to all of them. After this, I like to hear some feedback, live feedback from the participants. So the participants, if you like to give some feedback live, you can unmute your audio and you can give the feedback. Also, we will be sharing a feedback form at the end of today's session. So in that you have to fill your personal data and your feedback. While you are entering your personal data, I request you to take at the maximum care, because those data will be taken to generate the certificate, and we will be sending the certificate as early as possible. We will be trying to send it within 2 days. At the maximum, we will be sending it before the next Wednesday. So once again, I thank the organizing team members, my co-convener and all the trainees, and especially Gavaskar, because I am disturbing him a lot of time. Already he is busy with Alibaba Cloud, but he happily accepted our request and joined with us for these 2 days. Again, I thank Andros madam for coordinating everything. Also, I like to thank our management for giving permission to organize this event. and our principal and the correspondent for their wholehearted support and their encouragement to organize this event. Again, over to Andros, madam.
Thank you, sir. I thank Andrew Kumar sir also for giving a wonderful coordination throughout this program. And now I request the participants to share your live feedbacks.
Dear participants, if anybody like to give the live feedback, please give. It will be encouraging us and motivating us to organize various programs like this.
Dear participants, kindly share your feedback.
Hello, sir. I'm Nandini. It is a very good session. It is helpful to develop many web program, web designing. It's a very wonderful session. Once again, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to share your feedback?
Yes, sir. If it is possible, please conduct the PHP programming languages, sir.
Okay, right request. Thank you very much for your request. We will be considering for our future workshop.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Dear participants, we have shared the feedback link in the chat window. I request all of you to enter the feedback. Okay, sir, proceed with the feedback, live feedback, sir. The participants, you can proceed with the live feedback.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Proceed.
Good morning, sir. The
Good morning,
workshop
madam.
was very good, sir. All the speakers and the resource persons were very knowledgeable and they shared their knowledge with us. Thank you for organizing such a wonderful workshop, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. Thank you a lot.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Tell me.
I thank all of the resource persons and your teams for making our valuable time as useful. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your feedback.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
It has been a great workshop throughout this week and organizing in this lockdown. I would like to thank St. Catholic College of Engineering. It has been a great and valuable workshop. Please kindly do such kinds of workshops in near future.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We will continue, sir. We will continue.
Okay, now I request Varun sir to give a concluding remarks. Varun sir,
Yeah, ma'am.
sir, give your concluding remarks and also share your experience on this workshop.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Andros ma'am and Andrew sir for giving me opportunity for sharing my knowledge in CSS. A wonderful crowd, lots of interactive sessions we had on that day. So really, those interactions made us to do more on it. Okay, so thank you for all the participants. Thank you for the organizing team, and thank you for the management. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I thank the entire organizing team as well as the participants for your continuous support. And with your support only, we are organizing such events. So thank you. So we are looking forward for the future events also. Thank you. So now I request everyone to enter your feedback and also assessment, which is shared in the chat window. And again, one more thing, all the recorded sessions will be available in the official website. You can download it and you can use it. Thank you one and all. Thank you, Andrew sir.